Right now, people are gathered in both Nashville and here in Los Angeles as we host two separate events happening simultaneously, featuring special performances in celebration of this new exhibit.
Go on, Dwight.
These days have turned to years, only emphasize my fears once you say goodbye.
I can hear your voice at night, I can read the words you write, and it's all
The exhibit, called Western Edge, The Roots and Reverberations of Los Angeles Country Rock, presented by City National Bank, opens September 30th.
You and me, you and me.
It centers on tight-knit communities of Los Angeles artists and musicians who transformed popular music and inspired generations of country and Americana artists.
I really sort of came late to this party, this wonderful thing we're talking about, this community of musicians and this explosion of music that was happening starting in the late 60s. And we rocked the night away. How could I see a future then, where you would not grow old, with such a fire in our belly, such a hunger. Back then I was an East Coast folkie, and I probably would have stayed one or then gone back to school, done something with my life if I hadn't run into this fellow, Graham Parsons, because he was such a pioneer, as were there's so many of the artists that this what we're celebrating today will never be the same.
This new hybrid sound grew from humble beginnings in a few small nightclubs, especially the one we're in today, and blew up into one of the most popular musical styles across the world.
Listen to this list of artists: The Byrds, Buffalo Springfield, Linda Ronstadt,
Michael Nesmith, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Poco, Flying Burrito Brothers,
The Eagles, Rick Nelson, Emmylou Harris, and many more all found commercial success with this new sound.
They formed friendships, they formed bands, they formed communities.
The exhibit continues through the 1980s with the next generation of Los Angeles musicians who again look to roots music for inspiration. The Blasters, Los Lobos,
Lone Justice, Dwight Yoakam, Rosie Flores, and other young artists.
Iconic LA clubs, the Ash Grove, the Troubadour, and the Palomino are also central to this story as havens for these like-minded artists. No more so than the Troubadour.
That bar here, and the Troubadour, and folks that are watching this probably don't think, but more music came out of that, through that door into this room. Joni Mitchell and Elton John. The Byrds played here one night when we started out. Flying Burrito Brothers played here. But you know, it was, Dwight, it was so interconnected, and such, as you've well put for many years, the edge of the continent. Yep. The Tom Joad Road, and everybody comes out, be they musicians or actors or writers or artists, and they stop there at the Pacific Ocean, and that's it.
You have to do it or swim.
A gold-plated door won't keep out. And that's where you had this wonderful period of time that we celebrate through the Country Music Hall of Fame. Country rock, California country music.
This particular chapter of California country music, it's so well deserved, and Chris is getting his due, rightfully so, and in this exhibit, and all those that were a party to it, from Mike Nesmith to Linda Ronstadt and beyond, all of it. Emmylou, a great Emmylou, those records with Brian Ahern. Like I said, there was a mythology about those guys with long hair when I saw Chris and the Burritos in those suits that drew me to the West Coast.
You said a dance now at every chance and honky-tonk for dreams.
I was really proud to sort of cut my teeth on the stuff that I heard in the Ash Grove and the Troubadour as a kid.
'Cause our drinks are big. He shook his head, and as he shook his head,
I know that Emmy would say the same thing, that we're really proud to be part of this exhibit. The the contributions of music that came out of Southern California in the 60s and 70s especially, I think, pretty remarkable. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, won't you dance? I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you.